As you probably already know, every single person in this world is unique. All of our life experiences are completely different. The way you grew up, the way your parents treated you, the school you went to, every small little interaction in your life is uniquely you. There's not a single person who's gone through the same life experience as you. And you probably know this. And the reason I say this is because through our life experiences, we all have our own strengths and our own weaknesses. And for me personally, when I was growing up, my parents divorced whenever I was 2, and I would bounce household to household. I'd go back and forth from their houses, and I would always hear them fighting, arguing, and they'd be on the phone yelling at each other, and they'd just be arguing over everything, and they hated each other. And as a kid growing up, you know, you see your parents, and that's how you register relationships to be in your head. Because you're like, this is your 2 people you look up to the most, your mom and your dad. You look up to them more than anybody. So that's what you see as a relationship. Because you know a mom and dad are supposed to be one, like they're supposed to be a couple. So in my head, this is how love and relationships were going to turn out. It wasn't going to work out well. And that's how I always viewed it growing up. So one of my biggest weaknesses is love. I've always struggled in relationships with showing my love for the person, maybe not feeling it, but showing it. And it's one of my weaknesses. I can't really show it to people I'm in a relationship with. And then same with friends, honestly. I struggle with showing love. And everybody has their own struggle or quality that they struggle with. And if you look at my old video, there was one that I posted, a survey you can take. It'll show you your strengths. But that same survey, if you want to take it, I'll put the link again in the description. But it'll show you your weaknesses. And it's a free survey. It doesn't cost any money or anything. You just take it, and it shows you your 24 virtues. And if you look at it, it'll tell you your 4 biggest weaknesses, and you can work on them. For me, my 4 biggest weaknesses were, I think, love, judgment, creativity, and prudence. I'm gonna put it on the screen, but those are my 4. And whenever I saw that, I 100% agree. And I know it's areas I can either work on or things that I can just be comfortable with. And the prudence and creativity are things I probably won't work on. But with creativity, it's not really something that I want to improve on because it's a gap that I can fill up with my friends. I have really creative friends. So if I need help in a creative area, I can go to my friends. All of my friends are really creative people. I have a friend who's a fashion designer, and he's just an artist. Like, he's obsessed with kind of creative aspects of life. And I have another friend who's a singer. They're all in art areas of their life. I'm a very logistical person, very, I guess, judgment oriented. So for me, I'm not worried about those things. I can go to them if I need help with something creative. But when it comes to love is obviously a huge part of life, and you need to be able to express it and show it. Because for me, every relationship I've been in has failed, and I would most likely attribute it to my part. I wouldn't blame my partners because I don't ever show it. I struggle with showing it. And like I said, even with my friends, I don't do any acts that show that I love them. Obviously I care about them, and they know I care about them, but I don't make it obvious. I've never even told my brother I love him. And even with my family members, I feel awkward saying I love them or even just showing it. It's just not me. It's not something that I can comfortably do. And it's something I need to work on. And that's how I know I need to work on that. I can go about life trying to be more loving and being able to know that it's somewhere I need to work on. And you can do that with whatever your virtues are. Take that test and you'll see what you need to work on. You can really focus on your areas as your days go. If it's something that you think you should work on, you can work on it. But I mentioned creativity, I don't need to work on that. Also prudence, I don't mind working on that either, because I think when I read the description, prudence was saying something like I make decisions too quickly. I don't think about it, I just jump into it. And that's fine with me, because as you can tell if you watch my videos, I'm all about risk taking and trying new things, and I want to be able to do that without thinking. And I think that's why I got that as a weakness, because I willingly do that. I want to be like that, because in a sense it's a bad thing, but at the same time I like that. It's something I enjoy in my life. So just because it's a weakness, it doesn't mean you have to work on it. I like it that's low. I want it to be low because I like the fact that I can do things without thinking about it. I don't want to think about it. I want to just be able to jump into it, just not worry about the consequences and just worry about them after, because whether it's good or bad, it's something that I haven't experienced, and I want that. I want to get as many experiences as possible in my life. So I'm not going to work on that. But obviously I have to work on love. That's not something I can just go about life and not worry about. So I really highly recommend taking that survey, figuring out what your weaknesses are. And also in the other video I mentioned, it tells you your strengths too. So you can hone in on your strengths, and you know what virtues really resonate with you. So you can go about your day focusing on those strengths, and it'll make your day better. Because if it's something that is really important to you, if you're doing it, it's going to make your day more fulfilling and purposeful. So you do that, but while doing that, you also work on these weaknesses. Go about your day, add little sprinkles in your day that can help you develop that skill. Maybe, I don't know what the opposite of prudence would be. Maybe you overthink too much, and that's one of your weaknesses. You can go about trying to not think as much and just doing things. You get what I'm saying? So basically, whatever the weakness is, you do the opposite and try to work on it and make it more of a skill. So it's just a great way to go about doing things. And I've really personally liked the thought of knowing what my weaknesses are, because I know I can work on it. And I've always known that I struggle with love, because like I said, just from my past relationships, I never had like a real long-term relationship, a real loving relationship. And I'm 24. So obviously it's a place that I need to work on. And I know that because it's from my childhood experiences. Our childhood experiences shape us in all of our virtues, all of our weaknesses, all of our strengths. It's all from every experience we've had growing up. Our unique experience shapes us in all areas of life. So for me, I need to work on that. And I'm willing to understand that. So you should be willing to understand that too. You've got to know what to work on. So really, I really recommend taking that survey and seeing your strengths and weaknesses. But that's this whole video. If you're interested in the content, please subscribe, make self-improvement videos and a lot of social skills videos, things like that. So if you are interested, please subscribe. Also, if you are interested, I do coaching one-on-one. So there's a link in the description if you want a free sales call, see if we're a good fit. But besides that, if you got any goals, you already know, go make that shit happen. And I will see you in the next video.